Greetings, Americans. I am aware of your American holiday known as 4th of July, and I would like to help celebrate it. So here is your gift. Happy 4th of July, infidels. Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Vanilla Minecraft. As you can see right behind me, my iron farm is still working out pretty well. And it's been about a week since I've actually last been on the game. And this is what we've achieved from just about like maybe an hour or so of total time on this whole thing. So yeah, this is pretty good. Keep in mind, I'm very bad with time. It could be more or less. I have no idea. But still, though, I honestly think that ended up being a really good investment. So if we ever need a whole bunch of iron or some dye, we can absolutely do it. Actually, I just realized something. I am actually going to need to make good use of some of this iron because I'm going to need to make myself an anvil because for today's video, we're going to be doing something very, very special and it's going to be very mentally straining to achieve. So this is going to be interesting. In order to make an anvil, I'm first going to need to make myself a block of iron, and that is going to allow me to have the recipe for it, hopefully. Yes, it is. So then I can see the exact crafting recipe. Okay, I'm going to need 3. That is doable. Let's go ahead and pull these out, and there we go. And then I can just put these like so. And yeah, there we go. It actually only used up like a little less than half a stack. So I can just put that right there. And there we go. My setup is getting even more and more complete. And I can just throw the rest of this iron back in here. Now then, for today's plan, we're going to be working towards achieving diamonds, because diamonds are a very difficult thing to get. And the way I'm going to do this is going to be interesting, to say the least. So the first thing that I'm going to need to do is I'm actually going to need to make a book, and there's a very special reason for that. So I'm going to need 3 of these sugar canes to make myself some paper, and there we go, and then I can just make myself the book. And now that I have this book, I need to go over and pay a visit to a librarian which I have acquired. Now, I've been messing with the trades for what I want him to have. It's been through a whole lot of things, a lot of really good stuff, but I had to give it all up for Silk Touch. There we go. Like I said, this was very, very tedious because there were so many different trades that I really wanted, but I couldn't do because I had to do it for today's video. I'm a sad boy. But yeah, now with this Silk Touch thing right here, we can just go ahead and then throw it into here, and whammo, we got ourselves a silky pick. Yay! Oh, goodness gracious. So then, now what we're going to need, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need 1 fence, 1 pressure rail, 1 minecart, 1 sticky piston, 1 lever, 1 coral fan, 1 TNT, and 6 slime blocks. So then let's start with the most difficult one, the 6 slime blocks, which translates to about 54 slime. And the way you get slime is by killing slimes. Now, fortunately though, I happen to have a swamp nearby that does spawn in slimes. Unfortunately, it does so in the night. But it looks like we're getting close to that, so it'll be okay, but it's going to be a little bit tedious. Later. And with the rising of the dark moon, night falls on this fine swamp we have here, and here is where we may find ourselves some slimes, or possibly death. So I'm gonna put up my shield, and yes, those zombies wish to come and num on my brains, but little do they know, I do not have any of those. So yeah, the only issue is that I'm pretty sure there's like specific chunks itself that slimes can spawn in, not just specifically swamp biomes. So, I mean, swamp biomes seem to be where they spawn better, but it's like slime chunks are also a part to play. I could be wrong though, but I've been hearing about slime chunks a lot, so yeah, that's a whole thing. So really what I need to do is I need to find one of these slime chunks. Now, this swamp is very vast, so I could explore like a whole bit of this throughout the entirety of the night, and I'm bound to find it at least either in this night or perhaps the night afterwards. It's a big swamp. I do need to be mindful about other things like, yeah, spiders hiding in the midst. Well, I don't want to deal with any of those guys. Ooh, string. I actually need some of that. So yeah, I'm just gonna be looking around until I can go ahead and find some slimes, because like I said, I'm gonna need a lot of slime. To be entirely honest, I probably should have waited until after I made like a slime farm or something, but yeah, you know, it's fine. I make things harder for myself on this channel. Ha ha!
Much later.
Well, that night was a bust. I wasn't able to find a single slime. Oh, goodness gracious. Alrighty, well, I guess we'll have to wait for another night.
Much later.
Oh my gosh, wait a minute! A doggo. Wait, I have some bones on me. Wait a minute, hang on a minute. Please work. First try. Yes! Oh my gosh! Best friends forever! Oh my goodness. And it's a good thing that I have myself a librarian, so once I get that one up to max, I'll be able to name you. And for those of you who've seen Stoneblock 3, you know who this is. If you get it right in the comments, I will do nothing. But you will feel appreciated because you got it right. So feel free to guess it as much as you can. Come on, little doggy. We're gonna take you back nice and home.
Much later.
Oh, here we go. Yes, we found one. Okay, so that means that this area right here should be a slime chunk. So now I just need to not die, and I need to kill that boy. Oh my gosh, there's so many creepers. No! Get away from me! Get away! No, I need to kill the little babies. Kill the babies! Yes! Yay! Okay, and that gave me 4 slime balls. So that's the best part is, the bigger the slime, the more slime balls you can get because it's only the little ones that drop them. So this area right here is the slime chunk. So I will be hanging around here. Oh my goodness. What is this? Why am I being chased? I don't have that big of a fan base yet. What is this crap? I'm just a little boy. Nobody loves me. This is ridiculous. No, get away from me. Do they look bigger? They look bigger than normal. Wait a minute. I could be totally wrong, but this doesn't look right. No, get away. Oh my gosh, there's another one. There's a baby. No, what is this crap? Get away from me. Oh my gosh. I just wanted to do stuff here today, not get num-num by zombos. And now they've turned into spiders. What is this crap? I can't find slimes and beasts. They're supposed to be in this area. I probably should have left the area. It's already daytime. Gosh dang it. Okay, well, I know where the chunk is. I'm gonna do something special. Give me a minute. I'm gonna get all the slime I need.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting, and they had to hire a new one.
Alrighty, so, I've got some good news and I got some bad news. So let's start with the bad news. So what I did for my idea to get mass amounts of slime was, this was supposed to be the slime chunk. So I just dug out a giant area deep underneath the ground, and I've just been waiting here for slimes to spawn. Very few slimes have spawned, and I have not been able to get enough slime. But that's not the bad news. The bad news is, the slime that I've been trying to get, and the Silk Touch Pig that I worked so hard for so long to get, all this time I have spent. And I should have been using that for research, because while I was waiting, I decided to do a little bit more research, and I discovered I didn't need to do any of this. So yeah, that's fun. So rather than my old list that I listed off things beforehand, forget all that. We have a whole new list. We're going to need 4 building blocks, 3 redstone, 5 observers, 2 pistons, 2 note blocks, 1 trapdoor, and still 1 TNT. I mean, I guess I can keep the slime farm just in case, because I mean, it's literally right over here. I know where it is, but still, I mean, the fact that I did all of this for nothing. I've been waiting for hours for nothing. It's just a little bit upsetting. I have more than enough redstone, and I actually do still have some quartz. So that should be able to get me all the observers I'm going to need. I need 5 of them, so no, because I still need stone, and I foolishly threw out all the stone I had from digging everything. Darn. Alright, here we go. I got everything I need, so now I can go ahead and grab myself the observers. Okay, and then I'm going to need 4 building blocks. I could probably just work with the stone, honestly. That'll be good enough. And technically, it's a good thing to have a lot more because I am going to want to build this in the sky. So it's just like a lot of those other things are just temporary blocks. You don't need them. Part of me wishes that the wood would kind of coincide with the piston's wood would coincide with the type of wood that you use to make it. But I know that would be too much for Mojang to do. I'm also going to need a trapdoor, so I still actually needed those. I only need 1 though, but you know what? This will work out just fine. So with all of this, we have all these things. We just need ourselves a note block, which takes more wood. Gosh dang it. So then after all that, all we're going to need is going to be just 1 TNT, which is good because we're going to need 5 gunpowder and 4 sand to be able to achieve that. Now, I have 1 gunpowder, so I mean, I'm already part of the way there, but I'm still going to need the sand and then also the rest of the gunpowder. So I guess then I just need to wander off over to the patches of sand that I found all the way over in this direction, and hopefully we can also find some creepy creepers on the way there, so that I can slit their throats and pull out the powder that falls from it, because they bleed their gunpowder. That got morbid real fast.
20 minutes later.
Alrighty, here we go. After a long and really freaking annoying journey, we finally have the single TNT that we are going to need through all of this. So now all that's left for us to do is just go ahead and find a place for this. And I think somewhere close to home would be ideal, but also not too close as to where it ends up destroying anything essential. Okay, yeah, I think this looks like a good spot, so I don't really need to clear out anything. None of that is going to matter. I just need to make sure that I do this completely perfectly. So I'm going to need to build up a good few blocks, just so that way, you know, we're all the way up here. How am I going to get up and down? Alright, here we go. So I got a bunch of ladders, and I also have stone. So I need to build up about 15. So 1, 2, 3.
You get the idea.
Okay, yeah, this should definitely be more than high enough. And then I need to build out by about 4-ish. And yeah, you know, let's go for an extra 5. And then I can go ahead and hopefully MLG this. Oh my gosh, I actually did it. Okay, and then I can just build my ladders all the way up to the top. So that way we have ourselves a way up and down this whole thing. So now that we've done that, what we're also going to need is we're going to need to have another block underneath this one, so that way it kind of, you know, goes downwards. I can probably use some like external blocks such as these dirt ones to be able to help along with this process, because I'm probably going to be going up and down this whole thing a lot. It'd be very nice to have some scaffolding, but unfortunately I do not have access to those kinds of witch magic. So then I can just, you know, build like that, and then I need to get rid of that thing, and then I also need to get rid of that one, and then there's another one up there that I'm going to need to get rid of. Okay, so then what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to build one down, and then over right here, and then I'm going to want to break that block again, and then I'm going to want to put another one right there, and then we're going to need to go back up there to be able to finish this next part. So now what we do is we build another one right here, and then put one right there, and then we can break this one right here, and there we go. That is that portion now done. So the next thing that we're going to need to do is we're just going to need to place the 3 redstone right there, leaving that one completely blank. And then after that, we need to put a piston here, and then I need to go out by about a block or so. All right, here we go. And then now I can put that one right there, and then I can go ahead and then break these blocks right here. So that way, that portion of it is now done. So then, after that, we need to go over to this one and then put down 2 temporary blocks. So then we're going to need to break this one right here, and then we go down here, and then we look up here at this point, and then hopefully we can get the observer. There we go. And if this is facing the right way, it is. It'll trigger the piston. There we go. So then we're going to need to go over to this one, look at that, put that thing there, and then put the note block right there, and then put another one of these right here. So there we go. That is that part of this thing now done. So then after that, we're going to get into some of the more technical parts. I say technical, but you know, it's redstone. It's all technical. So we put a trapdoor right here, and then an observer right going into it right there. And then we're going to need to build out a little way, because this is going to get into a very, very specific thing. So we're going to put something right here. You know, these are just temporary blocks. So right there on that portion, we will put the observer. And then over here, if I'm doing this right, I really hope I am, because if I am doing this completely wrong, this whole thing will not work. Redstone is very technical. So we put the TNT right there, and then I'll break this block, and then I will break this block. And I need to make sure not to trigger any redstone. Okay, so now comes the moment of truth. Once I place this here, If the TNT triggers and duplicates, this whole thing will work. Here we go. Okay, hopefully that works. Yes, the TNT's still there, and it's down there. Yes, it worked. Okay, so I don't know why this works, but it does. So every time I mess with this note block, it'll trigger the whole thing. Now, so the reason why I've done this is basically because with an infinite source of TNT, I now basically have a drill. But a word of caution, if you try and spam this note block, it will eventually correct itself, so that way it does it properly. So if you just want to just pace yourself, be very even with it, it'll all work out just fine. And you also gotta be very careful about that. So just be sure to watch everything, and yep, let's begin the drilling process. I'm going to put this in my hand. So I have just learned something. Apparently that white stuff, diorite I think it's called, apparently it doesn't blow up for some reason, because, you know, this thing had been, you know, going down through it for quite a bit, and it just doesn't blow up that stuff. So I mean, it is like going past it, but that diorite, it ain't gonna blow up no matter how much you try. I don't know why. So I kind of just hope that it don't end up just like going into a whole room of diorite. Oh wait, no, it does blow up. Huh. Why didn't it not blow up before? The universe just exists to hate me, I guess. Anyway, on with the drill. Uh-oh, what's that I see? It looks like we've reached deep slate all the way down there. Oh my goodness, we're truly making progress with this drill. Now, one thing to keep in mind though, eventually, after a certain point, the TNT will start blowing up before it makes contact with the ground. Once that happens, I am going to have to move this drill down a little bit. Here we go. We've reached the point where I'm going to have to move the drill, because yeah, down there, look, if you see right there, and it's just gone, and nothing has changed about it. So I am going to go down there, and let's see. Has I found any diamonds, like along the walls or anything like that? I guess that would be a good time to just, you know, watch my surroundings while I'm going down this little elevator of mine, just to see if there is any in the immediate vicinity. Okay, so let's see. Have we found any of the diamonds? We have not. Oh, but we have found his death. Death is what we have found. Why did I not put this up? Woo! Okay, well then. It seems you're being a little bit scandalous, my friend. So I will just continue to make my way back up, and you can do nothing about it. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to find diamonds, at least not today. And that kind of sucks, because I've been thinking some things, but you know, I think I'll postpone what I was thinking for another date, because yeah, I'm gonna try at least, you know, do as much as I can for right now. So yeah, that's the drill, everybody. I mean, I think that it was a sick design. I will definitely be moving it down, and you can break TNT in case you did not know. So I just need to be very careful not to set off any redstone things while I'm doing that, because if I do, it'll be very bad. And honestly, this was a way better design than what I was originally doing, because originally I was going to need like several slime blocks, which would take 9 slime each, so it would take in a crap ton of slime. And then I was also going to need a coral thing, because that, you know, that would have been difficult to find on its own, because I need a war motion. And then I'm also going to need the silk touch, which I no longer need, actually. The worst part is the enchantment that I had to be able to use this when I was messing with my librarian just before I actually got this was mending. So I had to pick something, and I chose this, and I now, for the first time in my life, regret my decision. This is an interesting feeling. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out my last vanilla Minecraft video. Bye-bye!